Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandalized.
And let's play a game together.
Yes.
We're fine, it's fine.
Holy crap.
I'm fine. Holy crap, that kind of crap?
Holy super crap, Batman!
Holy freaking super crap.
Oh, Holy freaking super crap. Why did they do that?
Holy rusted metal Batman.
Holy rusted metal holes, Batman.
Oh my god. Alright, well, welcome aboard, everybody. We are back and we are doing some more. So Splat says...
Holy crap. Oh my god. Sayori, did you really write this?
No, of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
Honestly, you know what's killing me? Just is destroying my soul.
What?
They have decided to shift styles from the most basic of poems that you could possibly conceive of to now we're gonna go really more hardcore, because your basic poem that most people talk about is your rhyming poem, right? The ones that usually rhyme. Here's your limericks, you know. And now I'm going you guys really have just abruptly gone off into
prose.
Whoa.
And also, again, the expanded size of all these poems going, everyone got comfortable with you fast, my dude.
Even though I hate them all.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
Ever.
Yeah, but God.
You know you can't. Oh.
I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monica taught me a whole lot with
in
her
a day.
One tiny lecture that was actually directed not as much at me, because I was the one that broke up the fight with Satsuki or
Satsuki.
Words. I forgot the name of the other one.
Netsuki.
Thank
and Yuri.
You. Between Netsuki and Yuri, and that fight just taught me a whole lot because of what Monica said.
Oh my
God. So much. I learned everything.
You are like a blank slate.
And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. Being around you has made me have so many more of them that I can feel them so easily.
I literally cannot avoid you. We go to school in the same direction.
I know, it's so good for me. I mean, it's so good. So good.
I see that.
Yes, I love it when that happens. Oh my god.
It's almost kind of creepy. Actually, the transformation of your character. I just really haven't been freaking paying attention to you, and I just don't see you being very capable, and your whole random poetry slam thing that you did is just still been messing with me.
Because it just wasn't cute.
Yeah, you're cute. That is what you are. You are the kawaii, and I expect Sanrio to show up at any moment and steal you away and just basically keep you for themselves, and then all the rest of us will have to pay royalties.
So you should be a mascot, is what they call that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind
mascots.
Of creepy?
Well, not exactly. Well, I mean that exactly, but it's fine.
Maybe not exactly creepy. Is there a worse word I could use for? Oh,
horrifying. Terrifying.
Awful.
Awful.
The worst?
The worst. 0 out of 10. Would not do again? How about that one? Maybe it's because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. Well, I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Except that I have also said that I literally don't have any experience with this and I don't know what I'm doing. So this literally also doesn't make sense from a character perspective, unless I've been lying my ass off and just prefer to pretend.
I was gonna say, this is me posing. Well, I guess it came out good, is what you say to people, so they will stop talking and ask you what you could do differently.
Yep.
Honestly, when people don't want to give feedback, sometimes they really do just say, it's good. And you go, okay, good? And they're like, yeah, it's good. Because they don't want to tell you anything that will make you ask what makes it great or what makes it bad, because they want to be done.
Pretty much.
But yes, Vlad has established himself as not knowing anything about this, so saying it's good is sort of funny.
It is sort of funny. And again, I think I agree more with my friend of just your character going, yep, yeah, it was good. I literally don't know what happened, but it was fine. There we go.
Neutral good.
Yep.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. I've always been a poet. Writing is my calling. Even though you hated it in the hallway, but I didn't mind because, you're always like that. I think that's what I want to do. Just write and perform poetry. it even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this. Huh, in literally, 2 days? Jesus Christ.
You do make that obnoxious
On a
adventure
crutch.
out of everything.
I hope you keep this up, but probably like other people's hyperfixations, it won't last as long as you would like.
Yay! Writing is the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die, and that's not foreboding at all.
Please, honey, don't get ahead of yourself.
Unless you're gonna die really soon, I doubt you'd have that kind of consistency.
Yeah, I really doubt you'd have that level of commitment, actually. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later.
Called it.
Like, completely. I wonder if this is one of those times.
Right.
AKA, it is totally one of those times.
As in, I say, I am establishing it is.
But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. It makes it hard, but it doesn't make it impossible.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
impossible.
it's still there. Goodbye.
it's okay.
Yeah, you're not going to do this very well, honey.
Okay, everyone, hi. I just noticed that Splat was, done showing their poem to everyone, and we were all, done listening to, everything they had to say. And so, since we've all heard his poem and seen it, and, he's clearly finished his conversation, they finished their conversation.
Thank
the
you.
pronouns in this game just aren't helping me at all. We're all done reading our poems, right? Aren't we?
I think, honestly, though, also at the same time, too, this actually is... what happened to them looking at each other's poems? I'm actually going to question that, because that was an interesting amount of, like, character development and process, so you could get to know what was going on more.
It did specifically have them interact with them, and then it's even dropped that. So it is becoming more centric on the main character than even at the beginning.
Right? It's a little strange.
I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come and sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Sort of.
Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. So, we're saying that we haven't planned this, and that this isn't an event that you would hold basically every single year. Like, it sounds like either Monica is wildly unprepared and literally nobody has any set of expectations at all, or nobody understands how any of this works, or like clubs are unique to the school in general, and they just sort of like, oh yeah, this thing that you never plan for, you never bring up, or...
It also sounds like that we did not join this club at the beginning of the year. There's this very strong vibe of this club was already running, and then Sayori just looked for finally an opening one day, and was just like, when the club was either really struggling or again in danger of like losing its credibility due to not enough members, maybe another member left or something.
Right.
I use left in quotes because who knows? Maybe the floor ate them. I don't know the nature of this game.
I mean, they could have just graduated.
Their parents murdered them. I mean, they graduated. Yeah, absolutely. That's what happened to them.
I mean,
say,
that's what I would consider a graduation.
That's graduating, isn't it? Woohoo! What do they call it? They call it releasing you in The Giver, right? They were released from the club. Oh God. All right, anyway.
It's fine.
So yeah, it does suggest that while everyone's like, Monica's a super overachiever, it sounds like in this case she is massively disorganized. And that she is not good at leading this, or that she's trying to make a really big change in herself based on what she's done previously.
She's also seemed like she's been massively disorganized in general, actually, because everybody's like, oh, this thing. Wow, Monica's really not been around. It's like, whatever you said is clearly not true. Monica looks like she's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, this is the thing again where people are like, we said things about this character's incredibly capable and they're really good at stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then all we've seen, and then also now at least reinforced by the characters, they're going, this is unusual. And you're going, yeah, but then it sort of, to me, doesn't really say that they were ever really good at what they were doing anyway. Even before Monica disappeared, there was a level of going, Monica doesn't seem to really care.
Monica seems very disconnected from this situation, interestingly enough. I was going to say, but there's also an experience of just going,
nobody else in the club seemed to have any initiative. So whatever happened before we entered the club, I would be very interested to know. Whatever experience prompted Sayori to finally tell us about this club. On the other hand, there was something about this is club choosing day. So was that like mid-year club choosing day? Because there's usually 2 of them in schools that I've seen.
I have no idea.
Like it's like they have one for beginning of the year, choose your clubs, and then there's open up to get members in once school's established amongst the new people and stuff like that.
Right.
Anyway, that's how I've seen it. So anyway, let's see.
New members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. I like to be a lot more organized. Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations and a whole bunch of really good books. Oh, I mean, we're not going to include the books. Forget books. No literature to do with books. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets, and we can give out during the event. Now, is this after the day where we got the supplies with Sayori? Because I thought this was when we came back from getting the supplies with Sayori.
I thought this was too. Or
so how has she already worked on posters? Like, I feel like I must be missing it, and that must have been the day before, but I really thought we just walked back to the classroom and then shared our poems, because we were at the beginning of class, and we had the whole kerfuffle with the food and stuff. And then Monica wasn't here yet, then she showed up late, then we left to go get supplies, then we came back and shared our poems.
Yeah, that's actually something that I'm kind of confused by.
So she hasn't been working on posters according to the rest of the game. She was getting supplies to start working on them.
Well, that's why I was also like, didn't we just literally invade Sayori's space?
Yeah, that was this day.
Unless they're misremembering, because again, we do these things in stints, so I
don't think so, because we didn't read poems on that day, and this was the next reading of poems. So...
okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Sorry, I thought you heard about it already, from all the people around us that are all talking about it, which neither the player nor the main character have heard anything about, except for, through Sayori, but we won't mention that because we weren't there for it. We're going to be performing.
Performing?
With no preparation and no warning and no rehearsal. Monica... Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite from memory in a dramatic way that we clearly worked on during the event. But it only takes a few minutes to do that. But the cool part is, we're also going to let everyone else come up and recite poems too. We're going to invite everyone else to participate. After we show them what it's all about, they're going to come up and show us what they can do.
Right.
That one. Sayori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. And then the posters will go up tomorrow, the day before the event, so I guess they'll have one day to prepare.
They'll have no time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica?
Okay, so Sayori, while we weren't sharing poetry with her, was working on posters with the stuff we just brought back.
Yeah, I'm like...
And so, again, none of them were sharing their stuff. They were all just watching you interact with another girl, and while Sayori scribbled frantically. I'm guessing?
I'm really like, did we... Oh, like, my brain is now like, are we crazy? It's possible, but I'm like...
We're gonna have to go back and check and see if we're on a different day to make sure we know what we're talking about, because this sounds wild, and I do not remember going home and coming back again.
I don't either. Because if not, this is really goddamn awkward.
It feels super strange suddenly.
Whoa. You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I mean, we haven't made them yet, and we established they haven't been made yet, as far as anyone can remember. But yeah, I did. You just didn't see them around the halls, I guess. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, There was no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that.
Imagining that, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys? No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from.
remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. And if couple is literal, we're still in the right day.
Yeah, okay.
And I didn't have them read out loud or practice or anything. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems, and not a poem or some poem, but specifically their poems, which I don't think was mentioned up to this point, but it had to be their poems, out loud to a whole room full of people. Because I thought really what I had said was that we were just reciting any poems, but their personal poems, which is clearly what this is about.
I'm also like, is there potentially the implication that what's happened is that... No, because that still doesn't work, because Sayori only went to go get the posters and the paint and the whatever else and the materials only just earlier after school when we'd already started the class.
She said I was going to go get them and work on it tonight. So if we started another day and we don't remember... then it could be this. So we're gonna need to go back and watch. I apologize for this episode. Before we do the next one, we'll make sure we know where we are.
Yes. Okay.
I guess I kind of overlooked that, and I just wasn't thinking about everyone else. I was just thinking about how it would be as an activity and what it would be like for the people, watching, not for you participating. And so I'm real sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. I really do. Even if the two of you don't want to, there's still three of us. That could be maybe enough. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club, and by that I really mean me, because leadership is really responsible for things. But I'm quite young, and I don't have to admit that. So if we start at the event and each put on a good performance, then it will look like a drama club instead of a literature club, which is far more interesting. Wait, that's not the point, is it?
No.
Damn. I mean, then it will help other people, inspire other people to do the same, and they'll think it's some sort of a performative club. Damn, still not literature. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about, which is public speaking and dramatic performance. I don't know that I actually like literature.
Monica, like, what the fuck?
What? Oh, a splat. You understand, don't you?
No.
Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings. That's what literature is about.
Okay, now even I'm confused, because you're conflating poetry class with literature class?
I was just saying,
with just like generic literature? Like, I don't even know what the point of this is. I imagine somebody going, you guys are reading too much into this. And I'm like, but it's really important to establish what kind of club you have. And the fact that you don't have a lot of clear-cut rules, you don't really know what's going on.
I say, except for it's also not important to establish it, because that can be part of the text of the game of showing how disorganized and, unfocused everything is. And you go, I don't even know whether this is a literature club, all types of and literature. We haven't read the definition of the club in a pamphlet ever.
Right.
I say, or if this really is just, things to do with words, And so we decided we were doing poetry, so now it's a poetry club, but it's already called a literature club, so it's a literature club where we do poetry.
Great.
And that's all I'm getting so far. Expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, stretching, growing, expanding, challenging yourself.
Oh my God, are you a yoga instructor now?
It's like emotional and mental yoga. Yes, Flat, thank you.
Oh God, you are such a white girl.
And having fun.
Karen.
Now we just need pumpkin spice poems so that they can be, appropriate for the season.
Okay.
And the white girls that we are not.
You know what always makes me laugh? Where people are just like, yes, the pumpkin spice thing, and everybody just sort of stares off into the abyss. If you know anything about pumpkin spice lattes, they don't have pumpkin in them.
I was going to say, so one of the interesting things that I've seen recently is, and I've seen before and it's irritated me, where people show pumpkin or a personification of pumpkin hitting on coffee, flirting with coffee, trying to get together with coffee, and it's like there's no pumpkin in pumpkin spice. Zero. Literally, there is not an ingredient of pumpkin in pumpkin spice. It is the spice for flavoring pumpkins in the way pumpkin stuff, in the way that Americans are used to, and specifically pumpkin desserts, because if you're making pumpkin soup, you don't put in pumpkin spice, because that's savory instead of sweet. And while that mixture is technically a strong, spicy, savory mixture, we have designed it to be paired with sugar and sweetness. So pumpkin spice is for pumpkins, not flavored like pumpkins.
Yeah, it's a separate thing, which is always where I really actually like making pumpkin pie filling and actually using less spice, because I really like the taste of the pumpkin.
Because you actually get to have the pumpkin flavor? Yeah. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Everything that Sayori said. Don't you want to share that with others? That mental yoga, as she said, that challenge in yourself. We should just have our inner, private, personal journey and struggle on the stage for everyone. That's the heart of literature. Do you know what literature is?
Huh?
What? Yeah, of course, I just described it.
Oh, my God.
To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place, which, as far as you've described, is coercion and a bribe. So we just need to inspire that in people.
Oh, God. There's
Wait.
not enough bribes in the entire world! Except apparently there's more than enough because I can't leave the scenario unless I was to basically turn off my game. That's weirdly
Somehow.
meta. What's a game?
Bribes and coercion just doesn't sound like the same spirit of literature I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Well, I don't know for me because, honey, I gotta tell you, it doesn't sound like you're talking about literature anyway. Alright, well, I guess in the next one, we've got to inspire feelings. So thank you very much for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like,
Yes.
comment, subscribe, and also please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. Got links in the description down below. Please also feel free to share our videos. And my name is Scandal.
And I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!